We're going to talk about this organization called the FBA, Foundation of Foundational Black Americans. We're going to do that in a minute. This is Staying in the Light Radio, black screen. The screen is you because it's not TV, it's a radio. Use your imagination for all you want to see. What image you are is the image you want to be. Now, as a Moorish American, it really amazes me how here we are all these years in this country and people still are confused about their identity when a prophet of Allah came himself and gave us our identity. But you reject it. Or maybe you just don't know. I'm going to assume the latter because it took me a long time to find out about the Moorish American, specifically the Moorish Science Temple of America and Noble Drew Ali. That was hidden from me for a long time. And I was with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Nation of Islam. So, both being nationalistic groups, it seems that I would know about Noble Drew Ali. And seeing that the first Islamic group that teach us was the Moorish Science Temple, from which the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a member, it seems that somebody would have taught us about Moorish science from the Nation of Islam. Because Moors call themselves Muslims, not Muslims. And in the lessons of the Nation of Islam, we're referred to as Muslims. So that's the connection right there. In the lessons, we're referred to as Muslims. And we were not referred to as black. No. I don't know how it got into the lessons in the student enrollment and to have the name black Muslim. I don't know how that happened, but it's not according to any nationalistic teachings of Noble Drew Ali. This is what the Moors teach. Titles like black, Negro, colored. These are labels from slavery. They would identify you as being a slave. Since the 1774, this was revealed to us. So we don't use those names because they're not who we are. The first deviation was the name Black or Moor because there was Moors who was light complected and Moors who was dark complected. So they called the dark complected Moors Black or Moors. So somewhere around, I don't know when, the Moor part got lost or it was just taken off and called Black. And in my lifetime, in the 70s, James Brown put a song out saying, "Say it loud, you're black and you're proud." And before then, in the 50s, as a child growing up, you call someone black, you had a fight. because it meant you was a no count, uh, dishonest, liar. It had nothing to do with skin complexion. It was a way of saying you was dishonorable. That's why we fought when someone called you black. Because always followed by a curse word. You black SO, you black EMF. That was how black was used as a derogatory term that you was not an honorable person. And I grew up with people who bust people side the head for calling them black or MF. Yeah, we'll bust you side the head with a bottle or take our rays out. So James Brown made black popular and proud. Why? I haven't done the research, but I've heard that he was a chief of an Indian chief. Of what tribe? I don't know. In the song, he never said he was black. Yes, in the song, "Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud," the part James Brown said was "Say it louder," and the audience said, "I'm black and I'm proud." Not once did he said he was black and proud. Think about that. That's something to think about. My opinion is that in my opinion, this was something that was, how do you say, federally mandated. Somebody up high up wanted us to call ourselves black, going against what the prophet taught us. You see, that's why it's so important to teach history. Because if you don't keep teaching history, you're going to repeat the same mistakes that you learn when you make. See, let me say it like this to be clear. I studied you back in 1774 here in America under the uh, Articles of Association, just before the Articles of Confederation. This was the first legal document, our Constitution in America, 1774. This is when we had the Moors who was running the country. Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, they don't teach that. That's why 200 years later, you calling yourself black. And we was told 200 years before then in 1774, because this was what's happening. They had these things called, I think the French brought it, called the Code Noir, which means black codes. And these was things that was black people was ruling. I use the term black just so you stay on point of what I'm talking about. Melanated people were ruling during this time. So Code Noir was a way to change the paradigm of melanated people being on top to them being on the bottom. That's where it started with the Code Noir with the French, which was black codes back in the 16th century. That's the first time you had the word black referring to a people. So the Moors here in America, we objected to that because we weren't coming under no black codes. No. We objected to that. We appealed it. That's a case called the what's this case name? Is in North Carolina. Sundry Moors. The Sundry Moors case. Look it up. A bunch of families, Moors, American families, said we are not coming under these black codes. We are not Negroes, colored and black. Terms that identify you as a slave, meaning you don't know who you are. You somebody's property. And not being a person, flesh and blood, then you're a fiction. Meaning what? Meaning the state can own you. They can do whatever they want with you because you belong to the state. That's why they have wards in these cities. You're just in a big prison and you think you're free. But you find out when you try to go above your station the way they think you ought to be, you're supposed to be poor and impoverished. You're not supposed to be driving no car. And you're not supposed to be talking back to police. Because you're a slave. You're not supposed to be free. So because we didn't teach who we were for 200 years, you're back in slavery. I know I'm saying things that sound contradictory. It's just really mostly due to my frustration because I'm 70 years in plus trying to help my people. And it really hurts to see what y'all going through because of the people who look like you and I have done this. You can't blame white people. No, you cannot. Look at him as the new kid on the block. He's only a puppet putting out things that people who look like you and I, who's ruling him, you don't see them. They're behind the scene. They call them the they call them the noble class. So they put out front these people like Rockefeller and Rothschild. They work for them. You don't see these noble class. You don't even know who they are. But the Rothschilds and they are their puppets to make you think it's a white and black thing. Okay, I guess somebody in the chat is agreeing with me. Fire. I'm bringing fire. Okay. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. That really helps me. Helps my spirit. You know, so many times I come in this chat, I just look down there and I say, oh, that's not my audience. People just not relating to what I'm saying. Let me know that's not my audience. But to see this brother, he don't say a word. He just got all these fire signs. That let me know, yeah, that's family right there. So yeah, I'm up late these days. I got a surge of energy. I don't know when this happened. It had to happen the last part of last year. Cause I usually be going to sleep about 11 or 12. But since the last month, man, I'm just not tired. I just got all this energy. Well, I don't have a job, so you know, so I don't have a reason to be tired. But it just was a habit because the body needs rest. That I would go to bed at 12 o'clock usually. Now it's past 3 and I'm wide awake. And I had a little doze today, maybe an hour or two, 5 to 7 p.m. But I'm good. So I think this energy uh, that's we getting from the cosmos. These changes taking place up there. I don't know much about it. I just go by what I hear. But it's all about energy, and if we can latch on to that energy, then hey, you're gonna benefit from it. So that's what I'm latching on to because you live a righteous life, you're gonna get that energy. You know, when you eat right, do right, think right, right. You can't help but to feel right and benefit from right. So that's really all I had to say. And thank you for coming in. And thank you. Like I said, just take one. Each one teach one. And it's almost 4 o'clock. And usually I bruise YouTube trying to find something interesting, educational. Man, I see things I wish I didn't see on YouTube now. I mean, it's just gone filth, totally filth. So I'm figuring out a way to how to not to browse, just to find the channels that I want to watch. As long as you got to stroll for something, man, you're gonna see something. You say, "Wow, why the devil show his face?" So I just guess that's a lesson in patience, not being so upset by ignorance, being patient. It's everything going to hell. Everything's in hell. TV is a no-no. Anybody watching TV is following somebody else's program, and that's another thing. We have these computers, and most people don't know how to write programs. They are watching somebody else's program. So what did long ago when I found out about the that you can get on and program your own programs in the command site, yeah, I learned how to program. That was one of the first things I learned. And the best program for you to have now is Python. Once you learn Python, you can program anything you want to do, and that's what I'm getting more and more into. To having my own website and have my own programs, and I don't have to watch anything else because I can watch my website, my programs, and be perfectly. But you always need other people, more, not just anybody, especially that female energy, which I have to tap into from time to time, and just to just keep updated with what's going on. Okay, with that, I'm going to say peace to the Moors. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice will keep you in the light.